So I've been looking for a tabletop tripod or a mini travel tripod for quite some time now. And after doing some internet research and watching YouTube videos, the two tripods that I've found that I think will fit my needs best are the Sirui AM-223 and the Leofoto LS-223CX. Both these tripods use carbon fiber legs, and they both use aluminum for the rest of their parts. Leofoto states that their aluminum is a 6061 aircraft grade aluminum with a military grade anodized finish, and Sirui just states that they use aluminum. Looking at the two, I do like the look of the Leofoto aluminum parts better. They're a bit more streamlined and they're a matte color versus the more glossy, a little bit bulkier look that the Sirui has on it. However, that doesn't mean either one. That doesn't mean the Sirui looks like a cheaper budget tripod. It's a very good looking tripod. The Leofoto, just looking at them side by side, to my eyes, I just like the look of it a little bit better. They both have rubber twist locks. The Leofoto uses quarter turn twist locks, and the Sirui uses half turn twist locks. Each of them have a 3/8 inch to 1/4 inch convertible thread adapters on them, so you can attach 3/8 inch or 1/4 inch devices to them. They both have that, and I'll go over how you change those out later on. And then as far as some specs between the two, the Sirui, they claim that theirs weighs 0.53 kilograms, and when I weighed it, I actually got 0.51 kilograms, so a little bit less than what they state, and that equates to 17.95 ounces. The Leofoto, they claim that theirs weighs 0.53 kilograms, and when I weighed it, that's exactly what I got, and that equates to 18.75 ounces. So just a little bit less than a 1 ounce difference between the two, with the Leofoto being a little bit heavier, pretty negligible. The maximum height of the two tripods, they're not at maximum height right now. The Leofoto was 11.8 inches, and the Sirui is 13.8 inches, so a 2-inch difference. Now, whether that's a good or a bad thing, that really depends on what you want out of a tripod. Maybe you want something more compact. Maybe you want something that does have that little bit extra height. Based on that, you might choose one of these over the other. A minimum height of the two, Leofoto states that theirs will go down to a 2.56 inches minimum height. So that's when you extend the legs out to their largest angle, and then you lay it down on the ground. The base plate would be 2.56 inches off the ground. Sirui didn't have a spec on that, but I measured it myself and I got 2.25 inches. So really only a 1/4 inch difference between the two, pretty negligible again. When these are folded for being packed or for traveling, the Leofoto is 7.95 inches and the Sirui is 8.46 inches. So about a 1/2 inch difference there, so not a real big number there either. Now, as far as the maximum load capacity goes, Leofoto rates theirs at 10 kilograms, which is 22 pounds, and Sirui rates theirs at 15 kilograms, which is 33 pounds. So a fairly big difference there, where the Sirui can do 11 pounds more than the Leofoto. However, in my use case, both of these probably exceed anything I would need by 10 to 20 pounds. Really what's going to probably be the more limiting factor is what head you attach to them. Typically the heads are going to be rated at a lower maximum load than what the tripod itself is rated at. As far as price goes, the Sirui MSRP is for $89 and the Leofoto was $129. I was able to get the Sirui off of Amazon for $84, and I often see the Leofoto priced at $116 either on their own website or on Amazon. Now, to mention, the Sirui comes with an accessory for that $84 price or the $89 retail price. There's two accessories you can get with it, either a ball head or you can get an adjustable extension column to get you some more height out of it. I've never seen this tripod offered just by itself. It's always with one of those two accessories. But even with the accessory, it comes in at $89 versus $129 for just the Leofoto. Now, if you don't want a ball head or that extension tube for the Sirui, they do offer an AM-223L version, and the L stands for a leveling base plate. So it's a base plate that you can move around like a ball head. It doesn't have as much adjustment as a ball head, but it moves around like a ball head. and it has a bubble level on it. So you can level whatever on the tripod without having to adjust the legs. So that's a pretty nice feature, and that's for $99. The Leofoto does offer one with the leveling base plate, and there's MSRPs for $159. Now I want to go over the features of the two tripods, and I'll start off with showing you the different heights with the legs extended. So in this position, they're both set up with the legs fully retracted. Now if I just want to extend out the middle leg, I'll show you what that looks like on both of them. All right, so side-by-side comparison there. And then with the lower leg extended, will be a maximum height for both tripods. And that's what it looks like there. So you can see the 2-inch difference. Again, the Sirui being 13.8 inches tall, and the Leofoto being 11.8 inches tall. And now one thing I want to point out is on the Sirui, there are graduation marks on the lower legs. And these are in 1 centimeter increments. So, and if you look, you'll notice that each leg is marked twice. So no matter what orientation you had the tripod in, you should be able to see those graduation marks. And of course, what's nice about that is if you want to adjust these lower legs, you can use the graduation marks to make sure they're set to the same height, making it much easier to level it out. Versus with no markings on a leg, you're just having to kind of eyeball it and do your best to get it right. All right, now when we're retracting these legs, you can do it one-handed. You can grab both twist locks, twist them, and retract them. All right. The legs being a little bit longer on the Sirui, it does stretch my hand some, but they're still very easy to use. And you can do the same thing on the Leofoto. Now, Leofoto are quarter turn twists, and because the tripod's a little shorter, the twist locks are closer together. So the Leofoto is easier to use. The twist locks are easier to use, but that does not mean that the Sirui are hard to use. It's just that the Leofotos are a little bit easier. The next thing to go over is the angle adjustments on each leg. So the Leofoto, again, has 23, 55, and 85 degree angle adjustments, and the Sirui has 22 degree, 55, and 85 degree adjustments, so essentially the same thing. Now the way you adjust the angle of the legs with the Leofoto is you had this adjustment clip right here, and this is new for 2024. This is a one-handed adjustment to make, so you just use a finger or a thumb to pull this clip down and then go to the next angle that you want to use. So that's actually very easy to use, just that one finger adjustment there. All right, so that's what it looks like when it's at the 55 degree angle. Now the clips on the Sirui are more traditional, where you use like a thumb and a forefinger to pull that clip out. Now you can pull the clip out all the way and it'll hold out there for you, or you can just pull it out a little and make the adjustment. All right, so I'm just going to pull it out a little and make the adjustment and put the Sirui in the 55 degree position. So not much height difference between the two right here. It's actually, by looking at it, it's hard to see. Now if I want to go to the full 85 degree adjustment and get the head, the base plate, its minimum distance off the ground, same thing, just pull the clip back, go up to the 85 degree angle adjustment, and place it down on the ground. Same thing for the Sirui. Now I will mention with the Sirui, if you pull these clips out, they'll hold out like that in one position. And then when you go up to the full 85 degree adjustment, that clip will go back in automatically. So that's pretty nice. It only goes back in automatically when you go to the 85 degree adjustment. If you were to try to go to the 55 degree adjustment, you just have to push the clip back down manually. But that does help with the deployment if going to 85 degrees. All right, so now you can look at them both and see the difference there. Again, the Leofoto is 2.56 inches off the ground, and the Sirui is 2.25 inches off the ground, quarter-inch difference. And that's what that looks like. And then to put them back in their 22-degree position, you just move the legs back and the clips automatically work when you're going the opposite direction. And that's the same on both of them. So I do like the clips on the Leofoto. That's a pretty nice feature to be able to do it with one finger like that. They adjust really well. But I also like how the Sirui lets you keep the clip out, go up to its maximum, and then have it pop back in. So that's pretty cool. So they both have features about them that are nice. It just depends on which one you prefer. Okay, now I want to go with the remaining features of the tripods. I'll start off with the 1/4 and 3/8 inch attachment points on the base plate. So I'll show you how you switch between 3/8 and 1/4 inch. Now on the Leofoto, they have a really neat design that's quick and easy to use. If you look at it right now, you'll see that it's a 3/8 inch attachment point on there. And what you do, that's a spring loaded. And if you push down, that 3/8 inch portion goes down and exposes the 1/4 inch portion there for you to attach to. And then when you take it off, it just springs right back up. So that's a pretty effortless way to switch between the two. That's a pretty nice setup. Now the Sirui is a little bit more involved to get it switched around. It's not hard, it just takes more time. Now if you look at it there's a set screw just below the base plate. And you have to loosen up that set screw. So you wind it out some, and then that loosens up the base plate, right? And then you have to unscrew the attachment point there. And as you unscrew it, it'll release it from the tripod, and then you can take it out. Okay, so then there you have the 3/8 inch side and you have the 1/4 inch side. And if you want to switch between the two, you just drop it back in the base plate, and then you put the base plate back down on the tripod, and you have to screw this in. And that secures it so it doesn't rattle around as much and fall out. So you just need to screw that back in until you feel it stop moving. All right, so right there it stopped. And then you need to secure the base plate so it doesn't come back out, no, it doesn't rattle around and twist on you. And you just put that set screw back in. Don't have to go too tight, just once you feel it get firm. And then now you have a secure base plate and you had the 3/8 inside exposed. So it's not hard to do, it just takes a little time, and you need to have a tool with you, an Allen wrench. So, you know, the Leofoto has a pretty neat design. I like that a lot. Okay, the next thing to cover is the accessory attachment points. So both of these have a 1/4 inch attachment point on the side for any type of accessory you might want to put on there. So that's the Leofoto, and then the Sirui has one as well, right there. And then each of them have an attachment point on the bottom to commonly use there as a screw and a hook. But there might be something else with these tripods you can put in there that I'm not aware of, but I think about putting a hook there. All right, and then the next thing to cover is that each of these tripods allow you to unscrew the rubber feet and screw in a spike peg that they provide. So it's pretty easy to unscrew them. There are a lot of threads on them, so it does take a second to unscrew them. And then this is what the spike foot for the Sirui looks like. And this is what the spike foot for the Leofoto looks like. I don't think the design of the spike makes that much difference. I think it's just good that you have them both. So you just set that up there and screw it in, and now you have a spiked foot on there. All right, so that's nice that both of them come with this, and they're both unscrew and screw in the exact same way. So there's not that one's any more easy to do than the other. Okay. And that's about it as far as features of the tripods themselves. Now, as far as what you get with the tripods to carry them in, the Sirui just gives you kind of a sack with a draw tie on it to carry it in, and that's pretty basic, but they give you something to put it in. The Leofoto actually gives you a much nicer carry pouch than what Sirui gives you. This is a zippered pouch that has a little bit of padding. Has a carry strap, and then also inside the pouch there's another zippered pouch where you can store your accessories or store other items you might want to carry. So you do get a much nicer carry pouch with the Leofoto. Now, me normally when I'm traveling or backpacking or doing something with my tripod, I'm not putting it in a separate pouch. I'm just gonna fold them up and tuck them away in the corner, or put them in a pocket, or corner of a suitcase, or put them in the pocket of a backpack or something like that. So I'm not really using the pouches that much. I don't think I would probably use either of those pouches. But if a pouch is important to you, then you see what comes. Okay, so to wrap this up, which one of these tripods do I think is better? I don't think one's better than the other. I think they both are very high quality. I think they both function very well. They look high quality. They have great feature sets. They have very similar feature sets, and I don't think one's better than the other. Really what it's going to come down to is which one personally do you think fits your needs best, and which functionality of which one do you like best. I think in the end the Leofoto is a little bit easier to use. I think the quarter turn twist locks are easier to use, and I think the angle adjustment clips being one finger actuated makes it easier to use. The adapter here, the 3/8 inch to the 1/4 inch, can be more simple than that, just to press that down and have the other one exposed. So the look of the Leofoto is probably a little nicer. The matte black anodized finish looks really good. The aluminum's a bit more streamlined and less bulky than what the Sirui is. The Sirui has, this bigger, chunkier base plate and chunkier leg inserts here. The clips are a little bigger, but by no means does that mean the Sirui doesn't look good. Just when you're looking at them side by side, the Leofoto, to me, does look a little bit better. However, that's not enough for me to buy one of these over the other. Really, what I would look at is to say which one is going to serve my needs best. Do I need one that has a little bit more height, or do I want it to be more compact? That's probably going to be one of the major factors. I think what's going to be hard to overcome, for some people at least, is the price point difference. Just for the tripod alone, for the Leofoto, you're going to pay $129 retail. I think a more realistic price is probably like $116 based on what I've seen. But the Sirui, for the tripod and one of the accessories, either either a ball head or an adjustable column for extra height, and the tripod, you're only going to pay $89 retail, and what I've seen is $84. So, just going off retail prices for both, you're looking at almost a $40 difference, and you get the ball head or the extension column with the Sirui. So that's going to be hard to overcome, because the quality of the Sirui is very nice. I don't think it really gives up anything to the Leofoto. Also, is the maximum weight load important to you? 33 pounds versus 22. So you just have to look over everything that I went over in this video and make up your mind which one you like the most. Maybe you need to go see them, and maybe the look of the Leofoto will be enough for you to tip you in that direction, regardless of the extra costs. So like I say, both of these are excellent tripods. I wouldn't be upset owning either one of them, and I hope what I've gone over here in this video was helpful if you are in the market for a tripod in this category. And if you're looking at one of these two, hopefully you're a little bit closer to making a decision. Thanks for watching.